huge. And full of dead people. Yes. Dead machines, dead people. Only death. These people, at the minimum, it feels like somebody found them dead and they were trying to give them the respect as much as they could. I'm wondering if I should look around a little bit before going up there. They're war machines. Can Rohitra unleash all of these guys? These are the force field machines. They've got a whole ton of those. I think that's it. Doesn't look like there's much in the darkness. Oh, this is a different one.
I'm sorry, but you won't need this anymore.
I think we just got some access card. Not unfruitful after all. Yeah. The fact that some of those... What, the anti-mat that we ran into that we thought was dead, but then it came up alive again? That's been there for 400 days, and suddenly it just came to life somehow. And the Arcton was walking in a loop for 400 days. Elevators and emergencies. Yes, we have this. Upper deck?
Well, let's go up. Next stop, Rethink.
I wish they gave me a little elevator light to let me know which floor we're on.
Okay. Not quite at the bridge yet, but I'm getting closer. Much closer, Rethink.
Wasn't he gonna come back to get us anyway? He's not sound of mind right now. Okay, so the elevator doesn't work? Do we want to make it work? Is that how we get upstairs? The med wing?
It must be the medical wing. Surprisingly, everything's still running. Was Rethink here?
He probably put the two guys in here. Somewhere.
Different sections. Different elevator cards?
Bridge.
They really overdo it with the security measures around here. I guess I still have some time to look around.
A lot of the technology here, there's no digital component to it. These days, with that kind of technology, we don't even need different keycards for different access. Block B, lobby. Minor announcement given to the general public courtesy of the command. Important. Lost a Dalbana brand watch with a starfish-like dial face. In the family for 4 generations. Repaired once by a father who was a watchmaker. Worn by his astrophysicist son. The phenomenon of cosmic time dilation does not diminish the sentimental value of the object, nor, according to current research, does it give it any chance to go back in time and not lose the artifact. The kind finder is therefore asked to return it. Jargo, 2nd deck astrophysicist. These nerdy types only know how to talk like that around here. The Lyra constellation, Regis. Yes, yes. I'll check out this side first. Oh, these are all openable? Through skull interneuronal stimulator, TIS, commonly known as the Grave Tapper. Grave Tapper! They mentioned this earlier as a thing we can use to look into the brain of one of our crewmates who died. User Manual. Function: registering the last conscious records of an already dead brain. Method: sending electrical impulses through those nerve fibers, which in the terminal state formed a functional entirety. One should proceed along the lines of the following scheme. Use TIS to cleanse the skin on a deceased's forehead. Attach 6 flat electrodes with elastic tape to areas labeled in the scheme. Set dials in the apparatus according to the provided values and activate TIS by pushing the start button. Take on headphones and observe the last records of the deceased's brain. Attention! The foregoing manual should be applied only in the case of a recently deceased or deceased in an early stage of decay. The results of this examination are deemed uncertain and potentially unethical. It doesn't sound super invasive though. You're putting electrodes on the person's body, right? You're not putting it in the body. As far as autopsies go, it's not that bad, I think. Your future awaits beyond the stars. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Not all of them open. Oh. What are they playing here? Reapplication for permission to develop private projects. I hereby submit the second request for permission to proceed with the development of the reading devices I tentatively named Uptone and Lectone. I would like to challenge the opinions of the higher-up engineers who claim that my concepts were mere fantasies and a collection of ideas lacking in real functionality. I have created a prototype of the Uptone as evidence of its feasibility. I wish to reiterate the foundations of my concepts. I firmly believe that the bold visions of the fantasy writer working under the pseudonym Lem can be executed. The entirety of cosmic knowledge will no longer be preserved on materials of natural origin. Books will take the form of crystals inscribed with their content. These crystals can be read using the aforementioned Uptone. I'm designing it to resemble a book, but with only a singular page between the covers. A single touch will be sufficient to turn the page. Its advantages: this will be a faithful simulation of the reading experience and a remarkable space-saving solution in our libraries. This will significantly expand our knowledge storage capabilities, thereby giving us a competitive edge in the interplanetary arena. And not inherently by itself. Note: for the presentation purposes, I will include the content of a story in honor of the Invincible within the Uptone. The second concept verified by me is a reader with an audio playback function. It may be dedicated to those who are at the helm of ships and wish to pass their travel time broadening their horizons through literature. Consequently, I do not rule out the possibility of presenting the story in an audio format. In summary, I kindly request a favorable consideration of this application and the scheduling of a presentation date immediately after our departure from Regis III, so that I can promptly continue with the development work on Uptone and Lectone. It's a e-reader and an audiobook thing. Where is your sample story? I thought you said you had one of the Invincible. Is it this thingy then? It's huge though. Oh, maybe it's this thingy. The audio one and then the e-reader. They had a lot of free time on their hands, huh? Working on stuff like this. Oh, it's dark here. I can't see if I look forward, so I'm walking backwards. Oh, this is the end. Okay. So this side, these ones, this one's broken. This one can't open. Shower.
Someone tried to eat soap.
Ugh. This place is surprisingly clean for how long it's just been here. Can't open it. Biolab. Science stuff. Lots of science stuff. They're just putting it on a whiteboard? Someone's gonna erase all of it. Oh, who is that? A plaque commemorating the 1000th voyage of the Alliance beyond the solar system. Can't read the rest of it. Space for Alliance. Oxygen tank handling in the field. Important. Always ensure that the oxygen tank is in perfect technical condition and has been tested. When operating within a spacecraft, like a lander, ensure the oxygen tank is stored in proper conditions with appropriate temperature and pressure stability. Ensure the tank is securely fastened. so it doesn't shift around and stuff. Okay. That's a lot of dead people. What were they writing here? Yeah, they've been decomposing. We pay tribute and salute all the pioneers of space travel, united under the Alliance banner. It is their hard work and unwavering determination that allowed us to lead the way in exploring extraterrestrial frontiers. Reminder, during every field mission, please keep in mind the universal moonwalk regulation. The rule stipulates that when on the surface of celestial bodies other than Earth, your movements, gait, and method of mobility should be adjusted to the species' special conditions of that location. Detailed instructions for movement will be provided by a designated member of each unit. You have to walk in a specific way. There's been a lot going on. Professor Azima found outside the base on the 24th day of the mission. Symptoms: lack of awareness, akinesia, mutism, amnesia, no response to complex stimuli, cause unknown. Wake up set to the 46th day of the mission. Time for research process, 22 days. They had somebody who was affected by the electromagnetic fields, and then they just cryostasis them for 3 weeks or so. Did Rohitra put his friends inside one of the pods? Yeah, hibernation. The day after waking up, do not anticipate in any heavy mental or physical activity. Might overwork your body that was weakened due to the hibernation. Drink water. Don't eat sweets or drink 2 hours after waking up. Oh, there's some cards here.
He couldn't get out. Poor bastard.
There are worse ways to go. At least this time, he didn't wake up. He just never woke up, so it's okay. Oh, Spluskas, that's one of Rohitra's people. Lender. Right. No one here. That's just a random guy. Wow.
Rachel must have given them something to calm them down, as he did in a hideout. Huh. This soporific could be useful, although I prefer not to have to use it.
We can use it on Rohitra if we need to. Okay. I don't think the way we relayed that information to him was the best way. He wanted to know if his friends were alive or dead. We should have just started with that first, but then we kind of bundled it together with the whole, by the way, you've actually been losing your memories for the past 400 days, which is a little much for anybody to deal with. Biolab B? Whoa. Medical note. The patient on the day of admission. Organ functions normal, body temperature normal, CRP normal, visible anxiety disorders affecting dyspnea, accelerated ECG, lowered Benfluorex, and sleeping problems. Interview. The patient has been deepening his knowledge about the reversal and astrophysical phenomena throughout recent years. 3 weeks and 2 days ago, he formulated a theory of a white hole, the antithesis of a black hole. According to the patient, a white hole expels what has been absorbed by a black hole, and when a white hole and a black hole move closer to each other, a tunnel may appear in between them. Diagnosis: anxiety neurosis caused by severe stress, a strained work of the brain in the evening or night hours, and body fatigue. Conclusions: the patient did not define what kind of formations potentially expelled by a white hole and previously absorbed by a black hole implicitly in another dimension caused such a strong anxiety reaction in him. He also didn't specify a reason why the mentioned tunnel would threaten his sense of security. However, His repeated words and created drawings indicate a direct connection between the hypothesis and anxiety neurosis. Recommendation: stop research, close medical observation, and anti-stress therapy. If not improving, then hibernate him. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that we read around here, it feels like they're trying very hard to put something sciencey in all of them. Like that's the actual thing they want to convey. But the medical notes, would they really mention this much about the black hole and the white hole stuff? Normally? Protection against the flies. Chemical methods. GABA can be given to the crew before going to Regis III surface. Too long waiting period before taking effect. Crossed out. Significantly reduces the crew's ability to perform tasks. Dead end.
They considered even the most absurd forms of protection against a cloud. And I don't blame them.
Who would? As long as it works, it's not stupid. We're at the flies' mercy here. According to the last field report, received just before we lost comms, there's one case of resistance to flies' activities documented thus far. Despite meeting the cloud, one of the technicians didn't show any symptoms of memory erasure and remained cognitively functional. Simply told, flies don't seem to be interested in him. We assume that upon the first contact with the cloud, probably because of stress, he fell into a natural stupor, which caused temporary deprivation of brain activity. It's likely that the cloud then took him for a neutralized individual and thus permanently classified him as harmless. It's only a guesswork hypothesis since we have nothing. We lack data.
Huh. Is that why the flies didn't wipe out all of my memory? Because I fell into a natural stupor. Makes some sense, I guess.
You recovered from it? Does that mean that other people can as well? Azima's brain shows activities similar to those of a newborn. Will restimulating the brain restore consciousness? Treatment: transcranial neuronal stimulation, the use of a grave tapper, potential restoration of cognitive abilities, but what about memories? Protection against the flies, electric camouflage? The wiped out brain shows little electrical activity, and according to the latest report, flies are no longer interested in their victims. Conclusion: we need to hide the activity of healthy brains. Cap of invisibility? Thin metal mesh under the hair? Emission of weak electrical impulses, imitating an erased brain. No available test subjects. Without further tests, this is just a prototype. Well, yeah, nobody wants to be a test subject here, of course. But they have to try to figure something out. They were desperate. The machine introduces point magnetic impulses to the brain, causing a depolarization current, which stimulates the selected area of the cortex, as well as other areas. Consequently, tissue neuroplasticity and neurogenesis will increase. Preliminary hypothesis: this method will allow subjects to learn language again and understand complex social situations. Recovering memory, however, is impossible.
So apparently there's hope. We can... No. Wait. The memories won't come back. So much for the hope.
What? Just because the memories don't... What? You get to become a person again, though. You can still function like a normal person. That's the important part. Memories are a different thing. It's better than nothing. Don't just write it off. Okay, we just learned about research here. There is hope then. If we can survive this. Which might not be a given for now. That's it. This is the elevator. Meadow 5 was here. We got the key card. Wait, this is... We can go to the bridge.
So, you made it. Quicker than I thought. Let me invite you to the bridge, I suppose.
Were you deliberately trying to slow me down?
I didn't design these elevators, if that's what you're asking.
No, that's not it. You can clearly control them, but... Never mind.
I don't think we'll be talking to Novik again. Trying to find an elevator. Ooh.
Dirac field. Ready to activate. Spherical thrower. Anti-protons. Oh, it'll be hell.
Rahitra!
Here.
Wow, there's just dead corpses here.
Yasna, are you there? What are you waiting for?
I'm just looking around. Wow.
Now that you're here, why don't you help me?
With what?
With the probes. They're over the battlefield. I do have visuals from the Cyclops here, but I can't do everything on my own. Oh, wait. Activity's increasing. They're coming. Are you helping or not? Come on, Yasna. It's about to start. I can't wait any longer.
But why, Rahitra? What for?
I'm aware that I may lose communications. The Cyclops won't stop fighting, but I'll lose visuals. You understand?
That's not what I asked.
Yasna, make a decision. Here and now. Come on. How's it gonna be?
No.
You're on your own. I'm gonna call my commander.
Fine, suit yourself. Just don't disturb me.
Really? We're not gonna help him?
Where can I find...
You can handle it.
So he waited for me to say no. This is insane! Rahitra, let's focus on getting out of here. The Invincible is coming in 14 days. All we have to do is wait. Just wait it out, that's it. Oh. D4?
Condor, over. Astrogator Novik speaking. The IC Dragonfly Unit Commander.
It's me. I'm reporting from the bridge.
Good job.
They're gonna fight soon.
Already?
Yes, already.
Couldn't you...
No, Astrogator. Believe me, I haven't encountered such a stubborn individual in a very long time. If ever.
May I suggest you...
Did you hear that?
Yes, yes. It's hard not to.
Oh, what a fucking mess. I must check on him.
Copy that. Awaiting contact.
Okay, let's go then. Are they here? Oh, wow. Are the flies here? Rahitra?
Rahitra? What's going on?
I don't understand. It was going so well.
Is it over now?
The field held? It got so many of them.
Is that
It's
it?
gone completely mad. Now it's wandering around aimlessly.
Sounds familiar.
It is.
They look... enraged.
Yeah, pissed off like hell.
Listen, I connected with my astrogator. We need to talk about what's next.
I won't leave it like this. I guarantee you.
Rahitra, your men are on their way here. On the Invincible.
I've heard that before.
Turns out it was true all along. They're flying here. Do you hear me? We'll sort everything out.
So, Horpak is flying here with company? What an honor. And when will they arrive, if I may ask?
14 days. Soon.
We anticipate they'll arrive in a few days.
A few days? That's a lot of time for me.
I realize. We'll come back to that. Let me go back to the radio. I'll return soon.
We have to have this conversation on the other side of the room. Oh, goodness.
I'm back. The fight is over.
Well, I think I know the outcome. I'm registering increased activity from the cloud.
Yes. A complete fiasco.
This was to be expected. You didn't expect the attack to succeed, did you?
Did you get confirmation of the Invincible's arrival?
Yes, they're very close.
When will they get here?
Soon.
Oh my...
Could you be a bit more specific?
Yasna, I have the impression you're the one in a rush now.
Of course!
I don't know exactly. A few days, tops. Can I talk to him now? With Rohitra?
You want to talk to him?
Okay. I'm switching you to the bridge. He should be able to hear you now.
Why would I not be in a rush?
Hello, Condor. This is Astrogator Novik, commander of the IC Dragonfly ship.
Oh, what's he gonna
I
say?
repeat, this is Astrogator Novik to the crew of the USCA Condor cruiser. Please come in.
Could you stop with all these? Rohitra, Engineer Rohitra. Among our crew, I'm the last man standing, so to speak, which I guess makes me commander. Who would have
In
thought?
that case, I'm making an official request to join our forces to prevent the danger that threatens both sides.
Oh, enough, Novik. That's enough. I agree, officially and all that jazz. We're already taking steps to eliminate the threat. So far, however, your crew has not been cooperative. Anyway, we stopped playing defense and took the fight to them. The Cloud suffered significant losses. As a counterattack, though, it disrupted our communications.
Don't say anything.
That's why we need to change tactics.
Well, to be honest, I don't see how changing tactics in this situation would make any difference.
I strongly disagree, Novik. All it takes is the right tool.
Meaning what exactly? Let me remind you that we're dealing with a dispersed entity whose technological prowess is still unknown. And it has so far destabilized every machine sent its way. Even the most specialized ones.
That's why I'll keep it simple this time. No electro brains, no memory, only pure energy.
You still haven't answered me, Rohitra. Please, just tell me straight. What are you up to?
I'm arming the charges.
Arming what? Explosives? Cluster munitions?
Hydrogen.
What? Rohitra? Are you serious?
Damn right.
You're gonna blow up the whole thing?
I won't leave all this unresolved.
How many warheads do you have?
54. From 30 kilos to 100 megatons.
Oh, that's quite an arsenal. Over the top, I'd say.
We really do have enough power.
That's an understatement, Doctor.
You want to blow the place
That
up
amount of
then?
energy could rip the planet to pieces.
I'm not an idiot. I won't send everything at once. I'm preparing 8 smaller warheads to start with.
And then?
We'll see.
Are you sure this is a good idea, Rohitra?
Listen, Yasna, I know how it must look to you. A hot-headed guy from the Alliance who wants to use nukes. But put yourself in my shoes. I have 24 hours tops of complete situational awareness. I'm taking action here and now based on my best judgment. I don't know what will happen later. Where will I wake up? In what condition? So I'm going to avenge my people before that happens.
No, you need to get out of here.
The safety of those who survived. They all deserve better than this. I know you understand. You're like me. You would do anything for your crew.
You're just agitating them. You're making it worse.
Look, I understand how you feel. But you can't approach this problem in terms of revenge. We are dealing with creations of necro-evolution. Dead evolution. Probably non-sentient ones. Taking revenge on the Cloud is like...
Whipping the ocean for sinking a ship?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like Xerxes. We won't gain anything from a mindless attack. On the other hand, knowledge about these creations may turn out to be crucial in helping their victims.
But that's a bigger thing. You want to help them.
Helping you, Rohitra.
My memory, you could...
It's possible.
Well, thank you.
What for? I haven't done anything.
For reminding me of my mom. But as long as the Cloud is a threat to others, my condition comes second.
You, Rohitra, are still reasoning as though we were standing face to face with a thinking opponent. What if these beings are not our enemy at all?
Oh, good one. Are you forgetting how many of us they've already killed?
I will never forget, Rethink. Still, I can't help feeling that they operate without any strategic plan. They attack from one incident to another. They're non-sentient, as the doctor put it.
So what, they're stupid? And that's why they can't be hostile? It's absolute nonsense.
Well, it could be. Yasna, what do you think?
They're not stupid or hostile, but rather programmed to react to radio waves, to brain waves.
How?
They're breaking down communications to thwart the exchange of information.
So, they see no difference between a man and a machine? They take our brains for transmitters. That's why they're attacking us?
Exactly.
Wait, what species are you talking about?
Dr. Yasna found various traces of conflict, lasting for hundreds of thousands of generations.
Should we be more specific?
Oh, they certainly competed with the local fauna. We've seen fish that evolved to sense electromagnetic fields. And underground, I found fossils of lizard-like reptiles. Some of them must have been predatory.
Well, I find it hard to believe that any prehistoric reptiles would possess our level of technology, not to mention an arsenal.
Well, they wouldn't have. But there were other machines here as well.
Other machines? I don't buy it. It's like some robot fables.
No, Rachel.
Oh my goodness.
Fables. We have gathered evidence for all this.
How did these machines even get here? Who built them?
Our cyberneticist had a hypothesis before he lost consciousness.
About the Lyrans.
Yes, that one.
Lyrans. It does ring a bell. Wasn't there a book about them?
The Kraven's monograph. According to his notes, before the explosion of Zeta Lyra, the sixth planet of the system was inhabited by intelligent beings. Let's say their scout ship landed here and that a disaster occurred. Some kind of reactor explosion, chain reaction. Suffice to say, the wreckage that landed on Regis III had no living beings on board.
Only the machine survived.
And then what? They started bashing in each other's tin heads? Doesn't make much sense to me. Machines don't have emotions. They don't argue.
First things first.
He's fiddling with the
Millions
warheads.
of years ago, some highly advanced race sent machines to Regis III. And these were specialized homeostatic mechanisms, left with no one to command them. As an engineer, you know well how it is. A robot does what it needs to do, whether it serves someone or not. At first, they probably just repaired themselves, or built a home for their dead masters.
Until something forced them to change.
Exactly. Certain types of predator eat anything that moves. So I'm betting they were attacked by local fauna. The key was that these machines had the ability to produce others as needed. To combat, say, flying reptiles, they started producing flying machines.
That still doesn't explain why they started fighting among themselves. Since they already defeated the living organisms, why keep producing themselves? It makes no sense.
What is a guiding principle of a homeostat? To survive. Apparently the machines pose a threat to one another. They use the same source of energy to function. A common, finite resource.
Okay, but why did some flies survive this? Not something bigger and better.
The way I see it, they were better. The best.
Small.
In necroevolution,
Speedy.
the bots that used up the fewest resources won. So they miniaturized, or became sedentary. The former process gave rise to the cloud. The latter started this bizarre genre of metal structures, resembling vegetation, which formed the city.
And they're still growing?
No. They lost the fight for survival, and now they're just rusting remnants. Only one form survived. The flying microbots that conquered all land areas on Regis III.
So these flies were just the best adapted.
Yes.
To the conditions of this planet? Yes, that's how it works.
So, to summarize, some alien race sent advanced robots to Regis III. The local dinosaur-like monsters tried to eat them, so the robots produced other robots, which produced more and more robots, until they fell victim to their own overproduction. After a number of iterations and wars for resources, they spat out the murderous cloud, which took over the planet.
Indeed. To put it simply,
For me, the matter is perfectly clear. It makes no sense to bomb these creatures. I'll even say it's a greater danger to us than to them.
But how else do you imagine defeating the cloud?
But that's the thing. I don't. It's invincible. Yasna, do you agree?
Well,
Oh, title drop. It's not the ship, it's the cloud. No.
yeah, I very much agree. Another attack would make no difference. Just a few flies are enough for the cloud to regenerate.
what if we destroy their nests?
No, Ritra. Unless we want to destroy the entire planet, it's impossible to eliminate them all. And even then, there's no guarantee they would die in space. After all, the flies need no air, water, or food, only solar energy.
But what else could we do, if not attack?
GTFO? I think we should evacuate first and then wait. If they're coming here... we don't know how many days it's gonna take. Let's evacuate.
We can leave this place and never come back.
How so? Your commander will swoop down from orbit and pick us up? Or do you have an extra ship up your sleeve?
I'm afraid none of these.
I was thinking about a saucer, or some other vehicle from the Condor.
Don't count on it, Yasna. It's a miracle we arrived on that wreck of a saucer. Nothing else flies around here, I checked. Huh. I'm done. Warheads are armed. One more press of a button, and there'll be no turning back.
You're not gonna do it, right?
I can't.
That was close.
I'm suspending all actions leading to conflict. But what should I do now?
We no longer have any landers. So I hate to say it, but I can't help you. And believe me, I would like nothing better.
I don't think waiting is a good course of action. It's putting everything into the hands of others. We've survived so far. Rohitra, you've survived for 400 plus days. We can do a few more.
I'd prefer to fly away from here. Go back home.
How though?
I'm sorry, Yasna. If only I could switch places with you.
I know.
I need to check on my people. Good talk, Navik.
Likewise, Rethink.
Join me whenever you can. No rush.
Yeah, thanks.
You're not gonna do anything weird, are you?
So, he's gone.
Doctor. Yasna, it was truly an honor. I'm having a hard time finding the right words.
You're gonna go?
I have one last request.
I'm listening.
I'd like Koval and Krauter to remember me, even just from your stories.
Of course. I'll let everyone know what you did for them.
No, I don't care about gratitude. I just want them to know who I was. I am.
All right. I will try to do justice in capturing your extraordinary character. Although I must admit, it's not an easy assignment.
As always. I'm not making anything easier for you, Novik.
As always, Yasna.
Have a safe journey.
Thank you, and take care. Over and out.
Wait, have we just seriously lost all hope? Even, okay, if we don't have a machine to fly away, we'll just wait for the Invincible then.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You look...
What?
Like shit. I know.
really tired. That's what I meant to say.
Because you're trying to be polite. The undeniable truth is, I look and feel like shit. Will you close it for me?
Why? Guys, wait for the Invincible then. If we don't have a flying thing, let's wait. What the hell? They said it would be a few days, although I kind of don't trust it, but...
Of course.
Ah.
Support and stimulants will help you.
I won't sleep. I can't.
We wait for someone to help us.
I have to endure somehow.
He shaved.
It won't get to that, because I'll tell you everything all over again.
No, Yasna. I know me all too well. I won't believe the cloud can't be defeated, or help you convince the Invincible's crew you're innocent. You'll end up in custody, and they'll just repeat our mistakes. It's a strange feeling. Remaining conscious in the hibernator.
Oh, wow.
You clearly haven't visited the infirmary often. This is a standard procedure for a long recovery.
Will you take another look at Landor and Spluskas?
I will. I think you're underestimating yourself, though, because you believe me right now, don't you? Then that means you can be convinced every time you forget. You can be convinced. But, I don't know, you want me to meet the Invincible alone then?
Sure I can. Though, I doubt their condition has changed.
Thank you. Are you still wondering whether to go to the nest? This is probably your last chance. If you want to make it before the Invincible arrives, it would be good to have you here when they come.
What is the nest? The nest of the cloud?
Journey there and back will take you about 12 hours.
Shit, let's go. If I stay here, nothing will happen. We just wait.
I've been thinking about it for a while. And it's something I just have to do. I might be the only person who can make contact. To understand.
I know. But you will come back, won't you?
I intend to.
I didn't get to check on the other guy. Oh, shiz. How do we actually know where this is? Wow. Where the heart of the cloud. We just came for sightseeing, maybe taking some notes if we're lucky. So we're dead then. Why do I get the impression we're dying and no one's gonna come save us? Even Novik left us. He could have waited until the Invincible came, but then he just suddenly left before, making sure we're both okay. You said it was gonna be a few days, didn't you? Why did he leave? Oh, this is pretty messed up. Set him free. Whoa. Is that supposed to be me? Are they learning about me? Okay. We never find out if the Invincible came or not. Are we gonna find out? I know this has multiple endings. I don't think we'll be able to get all of them without replaying like the entire thing, but if we can see maybe just one or two more, maybe I'll try that last section a little bit again. Should we just wait?
The Invincible is near. We can wait for its arrival.
Huh, right.
That is one solution.
Somehow I had a feeling I would never leave this place.
You don't have a lander?
We had two.
But the cloud destroyed both.
Huh.
Why do you say we're not leaving?
Done.
We're waiting for the Invincible, aren't we?
Warheads are armed. One more press of a button, and there'll be no turning back. I can't.
That was close.
I'm suspending all actions leading to conflict. But what should I do now?
We no longer have any landers.
Let's send a message to the Invincible. A short report on the status of the crew. And on our discoveries.
You should also introduce yourself as a member of the Commonwealth. It's better not to hide it, as it will only arouse suspicion.
Don't worry about that, Novik. It's up to me to make sure they understand everything.
Now,
let me check
that
on the
sounds
guys.
pretty bad.
I want to make sure they're stable. I hope we'll speak again, Astrogator.
Until then, Rahitra.
I'll join you soon.
No hurry, Yasna. Take your time.
Oh, this actually makes more sense then, because he realized, okay, you know what? I don't trust myself. So I'm gonna put myself into the hibernator.
Yasna, it was truly an honor. I'm having a hard time finding the right words.
I hate moments like this, where nothing can be done, fixed, changed. All you can do is say goodbye.
It's right. I feel the same way.
Have a safe journey, Novik.
Copy that. And thank you for your service, Yasna.
I guess you can say he's leaving because when the Alliance gets here, it wouldn't look good for the Dragonfly from the Commonwealth to be here. But it still feels very... like, why is he leaving us before realizing...
Yeah.
Making sure we're okay?
You look...
like shit. I know.
really tired. That's what I meant to say.
Are you still wondering whether to go to the nest?
No, I think we'll pass.
Is probably your last chance. If you want to make it before the Invincible arrives, it would be good to have you here. When they come, the journey there and back will take you about 12 hours.
We're not that into this. We just established that the whole cloud thing is kind of dangerous. I value my life.
No, I'm not going. I know it's a unique opportunity to get closer to this phenomenon, and I might never get another chance. But I've thought about it a lot, and I'd rather stay here with you. Now rest. You should save your strength for their arrival.
Hopefully the Condor had some canned food or something.
Too heavy, hands become. Down you go, oh bright sun. Night is not that scary.
Oh.
At last, they've arrived. Rahitra, do you hear? They're landing now.
Rahitra, are you alright?
Rahitra?
Oh no, what? Oh, that's it? Oh! Wow, this one seems very like they were in the middle of something. I feel like then probably... Well, the first ending where I went to the cloud, if I don't die, if nothing happens to me there, apparently I can make it back. And then this probably would have happened as well. We would come back and see the Invincible. But then they kind of made it so that you can only see one or the other here. Okay.
Makes no sense to bomb these creatures. I'll even say it's a greater danger to us than to them.
But how else do you imagine defeating the cloud?
Well, that's the thing. I don't. It's invincible. Yasna, do you agree?
Well?
No, let's bomb the damn place. So I've been trying to lean towards the obviously wrong options for negotiations, but they still loop back to being right. Can we actually change something here?
Actually, I don't. I think we should proceed with the attack.
Even after everything you've learned, Doctor? After everything you've been through?
Because of it, we have to destroy the cloud.
Well, I still have significant concerns. But you're the one there, not me. Maybe I'm not seeing the whole picture.
Well, indeed, Novik. I knew Yasna would understand. Now give me a minute. I'm almost done.
I think this last choice was the only one that mattered.
See these switches? The ones on the launch control unit?
Oh, I get to do it. Really, my guy? Alright, let's nuke him.
Yeah, I see. Do I use them to launch the rockets?
Not yet. We use a button for that. The red one.
The big red one. The one that you have to deactivate all the locks for because it's so dangerous. Wow, that's fast.
Watch your eyes.
Oh! I don't think Yasna. I feel like this one is pretty out of character, even considering I know we have choices throughout, but Yasna at the base, I feel like she wouldn't destroy this place.
I can already see them melting. Take that, fucks.
Hydra, they're flying this way.
Oh, shiz. Oh no. Oh, he's having his headaches again. They got attacked, and now they're coming to get us.
Katie, you must evacuate. Now. I'll join you later.
In hell. Now we're really not getting out of here.
Yasna! Yasna, are you there?
All my legs are heavy, and the field is not inviting. Legs become too heavy, hands become too weak.
Guess we're not waiting for the Invincible in this ending. Okay, I think I'm happy here. Mostly because sitting through that last speech is actually quite painful because of how long it is. It looks like there are small differences in the ending depending on a few big choices. The biggest one of which is probably whether or not you can convince Rohitra to not nuke the planet, or do you actually just go for the nuking of the planet? If you go by how they portray it, I think it's pretty obvious that they consider nuking the planet as the bad one. You're messing with stuff that you don't know about. If you don't nuke the planet, there's a few things that can happen. You can go to the nest, check out the flies, you can wait for the Invincible to come save you, or you can actually even evacuate yourself, it looks like. Yeah, I couldn't do it because in the beginning, do you remember closer to the very beginning when we had the choice between going to the Alliance base or the landing zone? So it looks like if you don't go to the landing zone, you don't see the lander crash, and therefore the lander didn't crash, and you could use it now to go back to the Dragonfly, I guess? Which is interestingly a little bit counterintuitive, because if you pick the option that tries to escape, you actually limit yourself and you lose one option for escaping. I guess you're still okay overall though, because you can wait for the Invincible to come. You know, I don't know what happens. It looks like this game is a prequel to the book, and the book is about the Invincible coming. So I don't know what happens in the book. Maybe we're not gonna get saved after all? I have no idea. Does seem like there's a lot of little variations in the endings though, which I do appreciate. I feel fairly confident that if someone picked up this game and played it through, they probably would get a different one to me. Maybe we'll get the same endings, but I do think that the journey getting there, the little things that we do in between, are probably different. I'm still a little bit curious about what that meant when Rohitra didn't wake up when we were waiting for the Invincible though. Maybe it was hinting at more bad stuff happening. Who knows? Overall, I think this was pretty interesting. Yeah, this sci-fi world we have here, a foreign planet where we don't really know what's up at all. I can feel that they put in a lot of effort into areas that I don't even expect them to normally put effort into. Like, I'm thinking about maybe standard walking simulator type stories, where it's just completely linear and stuff. Small variations here and there, plenty of dialogue options, and the aesthetic. the retrofuturism going on. They probably took a lot of inspiration from the book descriptions and all that, but I feel like they probably worked really hard on that too, and it shows. It looks really good. I think out of all the space games I've played, this one really gave me a good sense of scale. Like just how minuscule and small we are in comparison to this foreign planet that we know nothing about. Even when we were walking into the Condor base, man, just looking up, it was like this gigantic structure and we were tiny, tiny, tiny. And driving around on the rover, it never really felt like... Yeah, because I think there was an effort to try to make it all continuous. It never really felt like, okay, we're loading into this level now, and then this level is this big, and then here's the boundary of the level. So I think this is quite impressive because they really... I don't know how it compares to the book because I'm not familiar with it, but I did get a good sense of what kind of place this is just by looking at the aesthetics and the surrounding. All that being said, I do think there's a few areas where this game is a little bit weaker at. My overall reception to this is a bit mixed because I think those areas are kind of critical to me personally. Like I've seen people call this Firewatch in space. But in Firewatch, the dialogue, the banter between the characters, and the overall general characterization of the people's personalities was really strong and why it was such an engaging story. Whereas here, both of these things I think are some of the shakier parts of this entire package. Frankly, I think the dialogue needs a few more passes because I feel like right now it's very plot-oriented. It feels like the characters are being fed lines to advance the plot, as opposed to, okay, this character has this kind of personality, they have these kind of motivations, and that's why they're saying these things. Yasna in general is likable enough, but Novik would say, I only care about the crew, we should get them out of here, and then the next second, he'll be like, get the cargo, we need the cargo. It felt pretty flip-floppy, like they were just saying these things to try to get a certain effect without being too conscious of overall how any given person would react based on their own personality. And then another thing about the dialogue was the ambient filler stuff. Whenever you wander around for too long not doing story stuff, they'll have these ambient dialogue play, like Yasna reporting to Novik about how she's working on it, it's just taking longer than usual. I think in general that's a great idea, that's fine, but they also have to be a little bit careful about the kind of things they actually say. When we were finding Gorski, so this is like a life or death situation, right? We walk, and then suddenly, Yasna goes, this mission is such a drag, it's going on, which is just tonally not correct. It's okay to have silence, it shouldn't be treated as a thing that bores people. The silence between dialogue, the gap in between, is what makes dialogue meaningful. If it's just continually words, it becomes less effective. Especially in intense situations, like an anti-mech cannon is trying to kill me, or I'm literally being held at gunpoint by Rohitra. These are situations where it's okay for Yasna to not talk to Novik, because she's focusing on surviving, there's a threat right in front of her, she doesn't have time to report back. So overall, I think they could definitely use being a little bit more thoughtful about how to use dialogue more effectively. The basic structure of the story is already here. It's interesting. And we even had a bit of a plot twist about how, oh, we thought the Condor just came, but no, they've been here for like a year. And my understanding is that this isn't even a plot beat for plot beat adaptation of the novel The Invincible. They made their own story as a prequel to fit in the same world here. And it's good, I like it, I do like it. But I think it definitely has room to be even better. Overall, I enjoyed it. Stuff like lack of gameplay doesn't really bother me, as long as there's a good story, I'm into it. Although I do wish at the end we got to use the metal detectors and the trackers a little bit more. Feels like they were kind of abandoned halfway through. And I want to say again that I do think the atmosphere, the aesthetics of this, the vibes of this world, it's strong. Love the technology we saw, love the little robots, I love that slide thing that they use as the memory. So it's got some good things going on for it, and I will be paying attention to these developers, Starward Industries. This is their first game apparently. I'll be paying attention to them in the future. Alright, feel free to let me know what you thought about The Invincible. If you played it as well, feel free to let me know what ending you got. And with that said, this was The Invincible with Welonz. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed playing it, and I will see you all in another place, in another time. Bye!